Hello people, we're live here in the Digital DJ Tips studio with the Tuesday Tips Live, and today we're looking at the $5 hack for getting a proper DJ system set up on just your phone. It's possible. There's a few caveats, obviously. There's going to be a few things that you need to get right to do this. It's an age-old trick, and I'm going to explain it to you today. And there's actually a reason why I'm explaining this to you today, and it's all to do with something I'm going to show you at the end, which if you like this idea, you might want to get involved in. So that is what we're going to do today. Let's get started. So this is my phone, and here I have some DJ software running on that phone. And this is great. You can have a lot of fun with this. You're going to need a little headphone adapter like this, which we all know about, right? If you want to plug anything nowadays into most phones, there's no headphone socket anymore, so you need an adapter. But assuming you've got a headphone adapter, you can plug your headphones in and you can DJ away on your phone. It's all good. But it's not like real DJing. And yes, this isn't like real DJing, but actually you can get perfect results on a phone. It's different, but you can get perfect results, but it's not like real DJing. Why is it not like real DJing? Well, the biggest reason for that is that you haven't got a separate headphones output to your output for your speakers. So on a DJ controller like this, these DJ controllers, things like this, when you plug them into your laptop, they're great, right? What they do is they give you all the controls that you would want on a DJ system, so it feels good using software on your laptop, or indeed you can plug them into your phone and stuff. But the other thing these give you is a separate output for your headphones, which is going to be around the front somewhere down here, and your speakers, which is around the back on this particular one. So all DJ controllers, nearly all DJ controllers, the vast majority have that built into them. And that's important because if you are DJing and you want to check the next track and make sure it's the track that you want to play, or you want to beat mix it, so you want to make sure it's at the right speed, then you're going to need to be able to hear that track in your headphones, different to what people are hearing out on your dance floor. And so that is the problem you have with your phone, because it's only got one headphones output, right? So what you're going to do? Well, you can use a DJ controller, as I just said, because they've got them built in, and you can plug them into your phone, but that's not $5. You can use an audio interface. An audio interface plugged into your phone will give you those outputs, but unless you've got one, that's not $5. I'm giving you a $5 hack here. So how do we do it? How do we get a separate headphones output so we can hear our headphones that's separate from our speakers? So on this little setup I've got here, this little fun little setup, I have a speaker. This is just a little Bluetooth speaker that's wired in. You have to wire your speaker in as well. You can't use, you might be thinking, oh, I can use Bluetooth, but you can't, because there's a latency, which means there's a gap between what goes on here and what goes on here. And DJs don't like gaps. It has to be instant. So this has to be wired in, right? So even though it's a Bluetooth speaker, this is the kind of Bluetooth speaker that's also got the ability to plug a cable in. So you're going to need some kind of speaker that you can plug a cable into, which is part of how DJing is done. So you're going to need that, and you're going to need your headphones, but you're also going to need one of these. And this is the $5 hack. Why is it a $5 hack? Because these cables, I'm going to show you where to get one for $5 in a minute. It's called a DJ splitter cable. And a DJ splitter cable is a special cable that gives you the ability to split what's coming out of here, in other words, the headphones output from your phone, into two. Now, you might have seen these cables, and they're often on sale in airports. You know, there's always an electrical shop in the departure lounge of an airport, right? And they'll sell these little cables that are designed to plug in, and you and your partner can sit there on the plane next to each other in the seat, each wearing a pair of headphones, each listening to the same music, right? Or sharing the same TV or whatever. That's not the kind of splitter cable we're talking about here. This kind of splitter cable is different. This kind of cable splits the left and the right stereo channels and sends one down one and one down the other. So it literally splits what's coming out of here into two. And so that is the hack. The hack is that this is carrying a mono left-hand channel, and this is carrying a mono right-hand channel. And these are wired so that when you plug something in there, it's actually stereo. In other words, it's coming out of both. If you plug your headphones in, it'll come out the left and the right, but it'll actually only be in mono because it's only one half of the signal. And that's pretty cool, right? But that's not enough. The second thing you need for this to work is for your DJ software, and I'm just running Algorithms DJ Pro AI on here. You can, all iPhone, iPad DJ software has got this, including the free programs. Your DJ software needs to have on it what's called split output. So let me just get this up to the camera and hopefully you can see that. Obviously you can't see that on the camera, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Let me just see if I can turn that brightness all the way down and maybe then you can see it. Just try and get back to where we were. I've just closed the program entirely, of course. It's always what happens when you are live. You know, I'd never do that in real life. Right, there we go, we're back to the program. Right, hopefully, if I go on to maybe, I'll tell you what, I'll go on to the comment cam, because I know I've got a good close up there. This is the comment cam, people. So look, you see there, it says split output where my finger is. I'll turn it on. Now this is gonna be fun, trying to do this backwards. There we go, split output. And that has, I've just left that screen, but anyway, you saw that, right? So what that does is, it tells the program that you want to send the headphones output down one of these and the speaker output down the other. And that is really devilishly clever, because then you plug in this special cable I'm holding here, this splitter cable, and you plug your headphones into one and you plug your speaker into the other. And as long as you set your DJ software to do what I just said, to give you that split output, this is actually saying, you might be able to see this, it's actually saying split output enabled on there. This is now set so that it's going to work the way we want it to. It's going to send the signal down, one for your headphones and one for your speakers, and you can press the buttons on this DJ software and you can tell it that you want to listen to that deck while the audience are hearing that deck, or vice versa, and it'll work. So this has basically turned, this $5 cable has turned DJ software on your phone into a proper DJ rig, that as long as you've got a wired speaker and a pair of headphones that you can plug into this cable, you can DJ in the same way that a DJ would on 2 turntables and a mixer, or on a DJ controller, which is pretty awesome. So the important thing to remember here is you need to get the right cable. Any splitter cable won't do it. It's got to be what's called a DJ splitter cable or a mono splitter cable. And I'm going to show you those cables in a minute. The second thing is you've got to have the right adapters. So if your phone doesn't have a headphones output, you're going to need that adapter. But also it might be that you need adapters to plug your speakers in. Like I've got a very simple cable here that's like this to plug this speaker in, but you might need a different cable to plug your speaker in, which is fine. You're just going to need that cable. And then that's it. You've just got to then turn your DJ software into splitter mode, which will be in the settings somewhere in your DJ software, and you're ready to go. So what else can we do with this? Well, actually, most DJ software, not all, but most DJ software will let you do that on your laptop as well. So if you've got your laptop and you haven't got your controller with you, but you've got one of those cables, you can plug it into the headphones output on your laptop, plug a speaker in, plug your headphones in, and DJ with just your laptop on there. So it's another way of doing it. Another thing you can do with this is that sometimes DJ controllers, and here's an example of one of those DJ controllers. This is the Pioneer DJ DDJ200. This is one of the very rare DJ controllers that actually doesn't have an audio interface built in. There's no headphone socket. There's no speaker socket. This actually relies on you having a splitter cable for it to work. And so one comes in the box with this. So there are still DJ controllers out there that only use this. The reason I wanted to talk to you about this today, and the thing that put this back on my radar, because this has been going on for 15 years. First time I ever used DJ software, probably 2004. I made one of these cables up to do it because it was the easiest way. So this has been going on for a long time. But there is something I wanted to share with you. So I'm going to just jump over to my laptop screen here and get my browser up. And show you a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to show you is the cable itself. So I just went into Amazon and I typed in DJ splitter cable, and this came up, this cable here, which is exactly the one that you need. Look, $4, £4.95, it's just pennies to buy one of these. So you can probably find one of these over on Amazon if you've got Amazon where you are. If not, you're going to have to just Google it and find somewhere near to you that sells these. You can make these yourself. if you're handy with a soldering iron or whatever, but you can buy them as well. So the cable looks like that. The second thing I wanted to share with you though is that over on the Digital DJ Tips website, if you're watching this live as opposed to watching the replay at some indeterminate point in the future, the date today is the 24th of May 2022, we've just covered a really interesting Kickstarter. It's something called Firefly, and it's basically one of these DJ cables we've just looked at on steroids. So this cable here, and I'm going to try and zoom in on there so you can see this a bit better. This cable here effectively has the same way of plugging into your phone, but it's got loads of outputs. Look, you've got all these different types of outputs to plug into everything from PA systems to speakers to the lot. So you've got all these choices of outputs, and because your phone has got a microphone input as well. Remember, if we plug in a pair of headphones into our phone, you know, you've often seen those headphones, right? That you get with your phone that have got a built-in little speaker, microphone on the cable, right? So this has got a microphone input as well. Well, this utilizes that to let you plug in a microphone, or indeed your headphones that have got a microphone built into them. So this little cable here called Firefly, which is currently a Kickstarter, has got not only the ability to do what I just described from your mobile phone and plug into all kinds of things, but you can plug in a microphone and use that with an app on your phone. Or you can plug in headphones, or headphones with a microphone built in. So in other words, you can now not only DJ with a setup like this, using that cable I just showed you, but you could plug in your microphone as well, and you could actually use a mic as part of your DJing setup, all with one little cable. Now this cable here is currently a Kickstarter, so I'm going to show you how you can get involved. If you want to support the Kickstarter, just head over to Digital DJ Tips and find the Firefly article, and then scroll down and you'll see at the bottom we've linked to the Kickstarter page for this Firefly DJ cable, which has just been launched. They're going to need your help because they're not even at the first 1,000 of their $10,000 goal. So you have a unique opportunity to support this if that's something that you think might be fun for you. But whether or not you support that, $5 to buy one of these cables will turn any phone, as long as you've got a headphones output or a cable that will give you a headphones output, and as long as your DJ software lets you switch into splitter mode, which most phone DJ apps do, will turn any phone into a full DJ system where you've got speakers and headphones. Yes, by the way, it's in mono, but hey, $5. It's an awesome little trick to know. So we're going to grab your comments. Now I was actually going to use a great new comment system that we had all set up over here to get your comments in, but it doesn't seem to have wanted to work, and I can't see any comments appearing on our new comment system over here. So I'm going to have to revert to the old one, which is fine. It just means that I can't put your comments on the screen, but it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to dial your comments up here on this computer, and we'll talk about DJ interfaces, cables, and all that stuff. Always wanting me to log in. This really is something I wasn't expecting. I'll tell you what, we'll go to the comment cam, we'll do it over there. But again, I won't be able to put them on the screen. It's not the end of the world. By the way, if you're watching this video on the replay and you don't want to hang around now, that's the content for you. But do hang around, because these conversations are often a lot of fun, and there's a lot of questions answered in these conversations, even though you're not here live. If you're watching the recording, that might be useful to you to understand these cables a bit more. Right, okay, loads and loads of people joining us live. Hello across our channels. We're on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook today. So hello to Mr. Dubs. Hello on Twitch to From the 312, to GM, to Dennis. Good to see you, my friend. Gems, Party Tech, Scratch Gonzo on Twitch, who's over there in the UK. Hello to Mr. Dubs, who's in East London. So thank you for sharing that. The Ruckus, good to see you, my friend. Jack Kerouac, hello. Great name there. Always like to call that one out. Hi to Scott, and hi to Chris, who's in Vienna. I don't trust my fat fingers, says you don't like my music, to use iOS to DJ. No, I know exactly what you mean there. It does take a little bit of a leap of faith. But look, I've got here, to be quite honest with you, an iPhone mini, right? If you've got an iPad or you've got even an iPhone normal or an iPhone Max, it's going to be a little bit easier. Jack says, I've got the tractor cable. It works perfectly. So again, this is the cable we're talking about. I'm just unplugging it to bring it over. One of these, oi, give me a zoom, give me a zoom. Oi, come on camera, there we go. One of these, they're called DJ splitter cables. I said, give me a zoom. See, it likes my face too much, this camera. They're called DJ splitter cables, and they are very cheap. There's a tractor version. This is a Griffin one, actually, from years ago. There's a company called Griffin that used to make them. The reason my hand's there is because I think as soon as I go like that, it's going to prefer my face. Oh no, we seem to have pulled that one off. Yeah, so this is what we're talking about. And so Jack says, I've got the tractor cable. It works fine. If you have a question, by the way, that is not related to today's topic, then please come back on Thursday at the same time, 3 p.m. London, 10 a.m. Eastern, when we will answer those questions. We have an hour of any questions on a Thursday, so that is the time to come and join us for questions that are not related to this. So we're talking about the very specific DJ cable hack today, a way of getting your DJ software, whether it's on a laptop, but more usually it'll be on a phone or something, to give you proper headphone output and proper speakers output so you can DJ in the way that people have always done it, even though you've only got a little headphones socket on there. It's a really cool little hack to have. So Chris, my friend, just saying hello. He's been booked, Chris's son, Liam, has been booked for a festival gig, and he's playing alongside some big names there, so well done. We've been following little Liam's career. Well, he's not so little anymore, he's growing up fast, for several years now, and Chris is his dad, so really cool to hear that. The Firefly Kickstarter looks like genius, says Dennis. So yep, if you're interested in supporting that, go to digitaldjtips.com, have a look at the website. We've covered the whole thing there, and you can click through to the Kickstarter. So this is just a cable related question. It's close enough for me to answer it, and it's from Samuel, who says, are expensive cables worth it? So this is a good question, because if you read hi-fi magazines, right, they've got cables that are like $500 a meter and stuff. I think that is pure rubbish. I personally believe that you can't hear the difference on those cables, and certainly not in a club environment. I think having cables which are sturdy is important. Proper molded plugs on the end that aren't going to break easily, or at least if they're sturdy, is better than cheap cables. But even cheap cables, as long as it's in your house and you're not yanking them all the time, I don't think it really matters. Computer cables, I don't think they matter at all. They either work or they don't in that case. Now, a lot of people will argue with me there, and I certainly wouldn't say, you know, go to your local $1. We call them Chinese shops here for no reason other than they're always run by Chinese families. You know, the very cheap shops that sell cables for a tenth of the price of anyone else. I wouldn't get those kind of things because they do tend to be very low quality, but any reasonable brand is going to be okay. I don't think you need to spend a massive amount on your cables. Hello to Mike, who's in a rainy Wiltshire in the UK. Again, a few of your questions coming in live that I will answer on Thursday if you come back and ask them, and then not about what we're talking about here. Mr. Dubs says, I use a splitter cable to stream my DJing on my PlayStation. So I've never heard that before. It's a really, really good idea. So thanks for sharing that. So hi to Positive V on Twitch, who's just loving this. And I love that DJ adapter, the record adapter you managed to get into your emoticons there. Positive V, good work. Can your phone stream your camera and DJ gear, says Mo. You can do all kinds of stuff with phones. We've actually got a whole course on DJ streaming, so have a look at that. Talking about cables, You Don't Like My Music says shielded cables are always better than unshielded. Well, they are, but only in certain circumstances, like you can't get shielded cables for RCAs, for instance, which is what most mixers will force you to use when you're plugging in media players. But yes, they are, certainly for long runs. Some of you are talking about your DJ interfaces that you use instead of cables. Yes, an interface is a better way. Ian says, absolutely, Phil, there's no difference between a £5 cable and a £500 cable. Don't get scammed. And you're talking specifically about computer cables. You know, when a cable is taking digital, it really is an on-off situation unless the cable is extremely poor quality, and a reasonable cable will do exactly the same as a very high quality one. Notwithstanding the fact that if there's a lot of interference around, which is something Dennis points out, that could cause an issue there. We're opening a bit of a can of worms talking about cable quality here, so I'm going to steer us away from that one now. And actually, I'm going to say that's pretty much all we've got for you today. We thought we'd talk about something that doesn't get talked about a lot, but hey, $5 to turn your phone into a full DJ system has got to be worth the money, right? I will want to end though by going back to our browser, because I want to share with you one more time what you can do if you're interested in this. So head over to Digital DJ Tips, go to the Digital DJ Tips website, where you will find an article on this cable, the Firefly DJ splitter. This article was posted on the 23rd of May 2022, and if you scroll down to the bottom of this, we describe the cable and we go to their Kickstarter, where you can come and support this if you want to see this thing become a reality. And of course, if you just want to do this and you're not bothered about anything more than just a very simple cable, then this is the one to go for. Something like this, they're called DJ splitter cables or mono splitter cables, and you can buy them, as I pointed out to you earlier, for about £5 or $5 or whatever over on Amazon. And this is the one I found there just before we went live today. This is a UK Amazon, because that's where we are, and it's £4.95, and I'm sure there's an exactly the same cable available on anywhere where you can access an Amazon store, or indeed anywhere that sells DJ accessories. So that's it for today, short and sweet. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will be back with you on Thursday at 3 p.m. London, 10 a.m. Eastern for any questions. So come and join us for that. If you've enjoyed this today, I'd like you to, whoa, didn't want to do that. If you've enjoyed this today, I would like you to come and join us if you're not already a member. Go to that URL there, digitaldjtips.com/join. You get a free copy of our Amazon best-selling book on DJing, How to DJ, and you also get our gear guide. But more importantly, you get our weekly Tuesday tips email that accompanies this broadcast, and it's full of reviews, mixes, features, free lessons from our DJ courses, and much more. It's all you need to improve your DJing, and you'll find stuff there from all of our tutors, not just myself and Steve here at the HQ, but also Jazzy Jeff, Laidback Luke, DJ Angelo, and the list goes on and on. So come and join, it's free. And that URL, one more time for you, is there. digitaldjtips.com/join. It's been a pleasure to bring you this. It's an esoteric subject for sure, but hopefully you know a little bit more about splitter cables, and I hope that it helps you to DJ on your phone one day. But meanwhile, from Phil here in the studio, get good, get out there, make the moments, and we'll see you very soon. Till next time, bye-bye.